May 6th, 1977. 10th grade is my last year of school. In my school days diary, it said I graduated Leto High School. I was living at Castleberry Road in Odessa and Town and Country for part of the year, and then moved to Sissonville, West Virginia. When I say graduated, I graduated the 10th grade. I'm 5'7" and 130 pounds. This photo is me with my grandmother, Mama Jackie. My friends are Steve Browning, Mike Waddell, Mike Belcher, Greg Bruce, Mark Morgan, Cindy Clark, and Holly Vogler. I had listed as a friend Barbara Bahlooh, but later wrote in that she was my worst enemy. I don't remember her at all. I don't know any of the people in my yearbook either from Leto High School, other than myself, of course. My jobs were babysitting and lawn maintenance, the latter for my parents' company. The babysitting, I vaguely remember only one family. I was watching the kids, and they told me the sangria in the fridge was Kool-Aid, so we all got drunk. We never had any alcohol in my home, so I didn't know what it was. I quickly learned to love babysitting for this family because after the kids went to bed, I'd drink whiskey straight from the bottle. I loved the taste of hard liquor, and I just couldn't get enough of it. I was drunk at their home one night when I fell in love with Sean Connery's performance in a movie. Little did I know that this would lead to me struggling with alcoholism for the next 2 years. I didn't give up the bottle until I was pregnant with Jamie in 1979. My hobbies included drawing, plane models, arts and crafts, and modeling. I remember going to a school of modeling called Models International that was located at 5000 West Kennedy Boulevard in Tampa, in the second story of an all-glass building. The building was right across from what is now the West Shore Mall. As I would drive up to the building at night, I'd see the models all doing their catwalk practice from the huge windows, and felt like something of an exhibitionist when I was up there too. It was actually a stroke of genius to set up shop this way. Kennedy was a very busy road, and you couldn't come into Tampa from across the bay without driving right by. The models in the window were an attraction, not only to the business owners who would hire us, but to every young woman who wanted to be a model, and I think that was all of us. My instructor there was Bonnie Ketchum. I thought she was the most beautiful and elegant woman I had ever seen. She had a miscarriage one night at the studio and cried and cried and cried on my shoulder over the loss. I was teaching children's Bible school at Citrus Park Church of Christ on the corner of Ehrlich Road and Pennington in Tampa. I was going steady with Steve Browning from Temple Terrace. It was my first time to go steady with someone. The date was July 1976, and we broke up on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1976, but we are still friends at the time of that writing. I haven't heard from him in years. His heart belongs to a girl named Nan. My grades, classes, and teachers were a B in geometry with Mrs. Fletcher, an A in arts and crafts with Mrs. Binder, a C in physical education with Mrs. Bryan. I never did like phys ed. A B in biology with Mr. McCall, an I in English, too, with Miss Jimenez. She would get so frustrated with our class of lazy, stupid kids that she would leave me in charge of them with the instruction, "You teach them to read." I did my best, but they were an unruly lot. I was marked I for incomplete in her class. I felt this was wrong since I was showing up, but the teacher wasn't. Most of them thought that I was a teacher rather than a student. I looked and acted much older and had far better education via private school. That didn't stop a bunch of black girls from trying to hold me down and cut off my hair. They outweighed me by a lot, but being smarter has its advantages. I did cut class a lot and have never turned in homework. It's always been my belief that school is just state-sponsored babysitting services. So when I'm at school, I listen and I do great on tests, but I'll take every sick day I am allowed by law to take, and I refuse to crack a book if I am off school property.